The 1st of July, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, we're ready to go. Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, we have to explain this Gemara over here. Okay, we're going to go back over this Gemara. This is yeah, let's go from Bisman Isha Mode Mias Yachse Labal. This is all the way on the bottom of Yud Tesamid base. Right, it's right after the yeah, we could read from the Brisa. Let's just read from the Brisa and refresh our memories with what the case is that we're talking about, and then we'll go from there. So Tana Rabbanan is 5 lines from the bottom of Yud Tesam base. Who would you like to read?
Yes, I'm trying to find it now. Tana Rabbanan. Here, I got it. Tana Rabbanan. Rabbis taught in a brisa. Matzah shover. He found a receipt. Bisman she'ha'isha moda. At a time when the woman admits, Yachazir Leba'al, return it to the husband. Ein Ha'isha Modeh, if the woman does not admit, Lo Yachazir Lo Lezeh V'Lo Lezeh, do not give it back to either one of them, the woman or the man. Bisman She'ha'isha Modeh Misas Yachazir Leba'al. In the case where the woman admits the finder should return the receipt to the husband. Didn't it just say that twice?
No, this is the Gemora's question. This is the Gemora. The Brisa mentioned two cases. When the Isha's moda, we give it back to the Baal, and when she's not moda, we don't give it back to anybody. So now the Gemara said, we just read this bunch of Isha moda mihas. However, mihas is the key where the Gemara is on its way to asking a question.
Mm-hmm.
So it's saying this mancha isha moda mihas. However, the Brisa did say that if the isha admits, so then we do give it back to the Baal. And now the Gemara has an issue with that. Why should we give it back to the Baal? It's going to be problems.
So mihas means why?
Mihas means however, it's how do you translate mihas?
My English says in any event.
It's sort of like saying this part of the brisa is okay, fine. It's
So in other words, it's making it into a question. It's saying in any event, we see that when the woman admits, we return to the husband, which seems wrong.
right. And now the Gemara is going to speak out what the question is. And this is the, yes, long and convoluted and complicated. So we'll work it through.
V'lechush Dilma kasva litain benitan. But let us be concerned that maybe she wrote the receipt in Nissan. In order to give it then in Nissan. Velo Nisna ad Tishrei. But she didn't give it until Tishrei, 6 months later. Va'az la zivanta lakasuva bitovas hana'a mi Nisan ad Tishrei. And between Nisan and Tishrei, she went and sold her kasuva for a small amount. So she wrote it in Nisan. Oh, excuse me, I have to take a call. Sorry.
Okay, so again, the Bryce is saying that if somebody found this shover, which is a receipt of payment of the ksuba, if the wife admits that it belongs to, are you ready? If the wife admits that she gave the document to the husband when he paid his ksuba, so then Bryce says we give it back to the husband. So the Gemora says, "Oh, we have a problem with that." And here's what the problem is. Here's the scenario that we're concerned about. Lechush dilma kasva litain benisan. Maybe this shover, the wife had it written and was prepared to give it in Nisan, but the husband did not pay the ksuva until Tishrei. And in the meantime, between Nisan and Tishrei, before she gave the document, the shover, to the Baal, she actually sold the right to receive the proceeds of the ksuba to a third party. And so now really he has the right, this third party has the right to receive the payment of the ksuba from the husband. And if so, the following scenario could happen. That the masik lei l'shover, that the Baal, if we're going to give the shover to the Baal, he's going to produce this shover in Bezdin as a proof that he paid up the ksuva. And since it's written for Nisan, it looks like he paid it in Nisan. And what does that mean? That means that he paid the ksuva in Nisan, and that the third party that bought the right to receive the ksuva, he's getting cut out, because according to this document here, if we're going to return it to the husband, the document indicates by the date that he paid the ksuva in Nisan. And so if the third party bought the right to receive the ksuba anytime thereafter, the wife didn't have any schus to sell the document at that point, because the husband already paid it up. And accordingly, asal mitraf l'kuchos shelo kedin. And what that means is that the husband is going to be able to hold the property that was meshubed to pay the ksuva, hold it away from the third party who has a document that says that he's entitled to receive the payment of the ksuva, and that'll be shelo kedin. That'll be shelo kedin. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay, so we just went over the reading of the words of the Gemora, and what's confusing over here is did the husband actually pay the ksuba to the wife?
No.
Well, is it, but there's this concept about having a shover. It says that there's a shover. The shover is that it was paid.
It says in my English, let us be concerned that perhaps she wrote the receipt in Nissan anticipating payment and expected to give it to her husband then, but actually did not receive payment and did not give it to him. I don't know if
What's confusing about that is that the Gemora says "Velo nosna ad Tishrei." She, which makes it sound like he did give it.
Yeah, I think maybe he paid her in Tishrei. Because the English says, thus she had no right to accept payment in Tishrei, and the receipt she wrote in Tishrei to her husband is void.
Oh, so in other words, she should have told him, "Don't pay me, pay the person that I sold the Tova Sana to receive the proceeds of the ksuba too.
Right.
You got to pay the third party. I sold him the right to collect the ksuba."
Right. So now it says if he divorces her, the husband may produce the receipt that was written in Nissan and claim that he had already paid off her kasuba before she sold it, and he will thus come to take the property from the purchasers unlawfully.
Right. Because in other words, the Bryce is talking about a case where the husband is not holding the shover right now, but the wife is coming into the bezdin and she is moda, meaning that she's claiming that the husband paid her the ksuva, and that accordingly she gave him the shover, and apparently he must have lost it, and that's why it was found by this person, and that's why the issue of the brisa, the issue is should we give the shover back to the husband because the wife is claiming that he paid the ksuva and that she gave him the shover and that he's entitled to the shover because the shover is the proof of his payment of the ksuva. So the brisa says, yes, if she is moda, we give it to the husband. And the Gemora is saying, 1 second. What about the following scenario? In other words, yeah. See,
I'm confused by your presumption that she would admit when she didn't pay it. When she didn't receive it. She's admitting, she's saying, yes, I received the payment, but she didn't receive the payment. That doesn't make sense to me. Why would she say that? That's not to her benefit.
Well, it's like the previous cases, I guess. What did we say by the previous cases? That these two people are going to go in cahoots with one another, and they're going to split the proceeds at the expense of the third party.
Mm-hmm. Right. So how does that work in this case? She says, yes, he paid me. Give him back the receipt. He then goes and steals the property from the purchaser. And
In other words, if the Besdin is going to give the shover to the husband because the wife is moda, so to speak, she's moda that he paid her. If the Besdin is going to do like it says in this brisa, the Gemora says this is a cause for concern, because maybe the following scenario could fall out from giving the shover back to the husband. What's the scenario? Maybe the shover is a predated document. It's a predated document. And now, if we're gonna give it back to the husband, he's gonna have a document that says that he paid the thing in Nissan, and he's gonna undercut the third party who his document that says he bought the right to receive the ksuba was after Nissan. But again, what's confusing over here is if you look at the language of the Gemora, the language of the Gemora when it says Dilma Kosva Litain Benisan, maybe she had this document written in to give it to the husband in Nisan. Velo Nosna ad Tishrei, but she didn't give it until Tishrei. So it makes it sound like she gave it. But according to our scenario, she didn't give it. It was found in the Besdin. She didn't give it because he never paid the ksuba. See these words, velo nosna ad tishrei.
Right.
So I think the thing is that I think the thing is that he didn't she, even though she wrote this document in Nissan, but she never gave it to him because he never paid, and she sold the right to receive the proceeds to the ksuba to a third party in the interim. I don't know. It's going against the language of the Gemara. I don't like it. Rashi says explicitly, "V'lo nosna ad tishrei, v'hu lo para ad tishrei." He didn't pay it until Tishrei. I don't know. It sounds the whole case is very confusing because there's some funny stuff that's going on over here. It sounds like he paid it, and that's why the wife will be moda in the bezdin that he did pay it, and that's why the bezdin would be inclined to give it to the husband. But the Gemora is saying that if that is the case, that the bezdin is gonna give him the document, the shover, so he might make improper use of it to defraud the third party that bought the right to receive the ksuba before he paid it. Rashi makes this point in the Dibra Maskil B'Tovas Hanoah. He goes on and on about Tovas Hanoah, and then towards the end of the Rashi, he says, "V'shuv lo haya lebala lifroya lo haksuva elalokeach." Really, in truth, the husband should not have paid the wife the ksuba. His whole obligation as far as the ksuba was to pay the third party. V'shover shenechtav b'shmo eino klum. Rashi says the shover that was written in her name, meaning that she is saying, I hereby acknowledge receipt of the ksuva that was owed me, and I acknowledge the receipt of the payment of the ksuva by my former husband who paid me the ksuva. That document is eino klum, says Rashi. Now, we were discussing yesterday, why is it eino klum? Why is it eino klum? You know why it's lo klum? I'll tell you why, I think. Because that document really is talking about an obligation that right now, at the time that the husband paid the wife the money, the husband had no obligation to pay the wife. The wife is giving the husband a shover. What is the shover? The shover is a receipt that you have paid up your obligation to me. Oh, that's very nice. But the husband doesn't have any obligation to pay the wife the ksuva at this point right now, because she has already sold the right to receive the proceeds of the ksuva to a third party. So even without the fact that the shover is predated it looks like, it makes it look, since it's dated in Nisan, it makes it look like the husband paid it in Nisan, but really he didn't pay it until Tishrei. And in Tishrei, there was he had no obligation to pay the wife at that point. So this shover that the wife is holding and she gives to him is Eino Klum, says Rashi, because the husband doesn't have any obligation to give her the proceeds to the ksuba now. She has already sold it to a third party. What the husband has to really do is give the proceeds, give the ksuba to the third party, to pay up the ksuba to the third party. He's the one that's entitled to the payment. But more than that is that if since the wife didn't tell the husband that, the wife gave him the shover. Now he has a shover that looks like he paid it in Nisan, because that's when it's dated. If so, then he's going to be able to take advantage of the third party purchaser of the ksuba and say the third party purchaser he bought he bought the Brooklyn Bridge. He bought the Brooklyn Bridge. He doesn't have the right to receive the ksuba. The husband says, I already paid my wife the ksuba in Nisan, like it says in this document, in this shover. And your document, Mr. Third Party, says that you bought the right to receive the ksuba in some time after that, because that's what the Gemora says. She went and when he didn't pay the ksuba in Nisan, she went ahead and sometime between Nisan and Tishrei, she sold the right to receive the ksuba to a third party. So it's dated sometime after the date of the shover. And so like that, the husband is going to be able to cut out the third party, even though the third party is entitled to receive the proceeds to the ksuba. Okay, but Kitzer, so therefore the Gemora is challenging the din of the Brisa. The Brisa, which says that if the wife admits that the husband paid her the ksuba, so then the Brisa says that the Beis Din should instruct the finder to give the shover to the husband. The Gemora says that's going to create a big problem. It could create a potential problem. We're not saying necessarily that this is what happened, but the Gemora is saying a case like this might happen. That's what the Gemora said. Leichosh. We've got to be concerned that maybe the following scenario took place. It was a predated document, and it leaves the potential for the interested parties to take advantage and cheat out the purchaser of the tovus and of the ksuba. Okay. So if you ask why did the Isha do this, that's what I would say, that she's the husband and her made a deal together that they'll cheat out the third party. So you'll say, oh, but it sounds like a pretty far-fetched concern. I hear. but that's the. I think that's what the Gemara is saying. Phil, are you there?
I hear you.
Oh, okay.
But it's getting close to time.
Getting close to the time, yeah. You want to read the Mapik L'Shover?
Which we read before. We'll read it again.
The last line of the Rashi on the page.
Mapik B'Shover. Actually, we didn't read Mapik B'Shover. We wrote before we read the Matzah B'Shover, which wasn't the same. This is a Mapik. Okay. And what were you saying the word Mapik necessarily means? Mapik is he shows
Mapik, like he'll take it out. He'll produce this shover in the Bezdin as though to say, look, I got a proof that I paid off this ksuva in Nisan, and he's now going to try to cheat out the purchaser who purchased the right to receive the ksuva sometime thereafter.
Okay, so this shover that he's bringing out is shekatu b'Nisan. It's written in Nisan.
Yeah.
The Yik Dome Latishrei.
The Shtaro Shalokeach.
Shall look. No, it doesn't say Shtaro Shalokeach.
Yeah.
Yik Dome is what?
Look at it.
Oh, wait a second. Tana. No, it says, oh yeah, Yik Dome Shtaro. And it preceded the staro of the purchaser.
Right.
The chazik habal the karka that the baal holding on to the karka hamiyuchedet the ketuva that was set aside specially for the ketuva shelo kedin that wasn't properly done.
Right. In other words, the husband, we're saying that the husband is now going to be able to take hold and control of the property that he set aside to pay off the ksuba to the one that he needed to pay the ksuba to. And he's going to be doing this shelo kedin.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, and it's time we'll finish. Okay. Be well. Take care.
Have a good day. Thank you,
Okay,
Rabbi.
everybody have a great
Phil.
day. Bye, Phil. Bye, Lou.
Bye-bye.